Oh, yes, again. Back again. Tell you what, brilliant. Been brilliant tonight. Tonight we have had Lizzie and we had Lee on tonight. It's getting better and better and better, guys. It's really good. And you can watch all those videos. If they're not on Facebook, you can watch them on YouTube and you can subscribe on YouTube. I'm just waiting for Charlie to rant. Charlie is really, really good. She's a Marilyn Monroe impersonator, and she is really, really good. So I'm waiting for her to come on. I'm always waiting, isn't it? It's like a man always got to wait for the woman, isn't they? Eh? I remember when I used to date Michelle a while back. Um, I had to wait ages. I had to wait. No, I'm only joking. She was quite good on her timing. But anyway, so we're just waiting for our guest, and stick with me, guys, because I tell you what, this. She is a lovely woman to be with, and she is just messaging me now. Um, so we're just waiting, guys. We're still here. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're just telling Charlie about to come in. Hello, Jenny Pierce, Wayne. Hello, Wayne. Hello again, Steve. How are you? I'm okay, Wayne. How are you? All right, Edwin. How are you? Please share, guys. If I disappeared, don't worry. If I'm being quiet, I'm still around. I've just got to give the guest details and stuff. So, trouble is with our system here, it's so difficult because some people don't know how to use it properly, and it's really tough for them. Yeah, and now I'm So, hello, Wayne. So let's have a chat while we're waiting. Hi again, Steve. How are you? I'm alright. We didn't hear your show. We didn't have our show today, Steve, and I am great. Good. No, I have been busy doing shows today. I've had about two or three shows on today. I had Lizzie on. I've had blah, 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 blah. I just had Leon, Lee Grinley. That was brilliant. He was on for about an hour, and now I'm waiting for Charlie to come on. Charlie's having problems getting on, and we might have to reschedule for another time if you can't make it. But we just wait and see, and it doesn't matter. It gives me an easy one. Tomorrow we have got on our list 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We got an Elvis ETA at 9 o'clock in the morning, guys. Early morning start. Then we got what else we got show tomorrow? On Friday we got Maggie Bell. Maggie's back. She does all of like women's eating and talking about women's stuff about eating and dieting and being positive and stuff like that. And at 9 o'clock we have Cody Cooper, another Elvis ETA. So it's all going good here, guys. All going good. So you have been a busy man again. Then Steve and he, when I will be there. Yes, correct. You're always there. Thank you for your support, guys. Um, Also, don't forget, you've got my radio. I've got a radio station too. We've got radio now. We're getting bigger. We've got nearly, honestly, truthfully, we've got nearly 3,000 people now. Nearly. We're not 3,000 yet, but we're getting there. On our radio station, every day we play like rock and roll. We play gospel music. We play pop music. We do all sorts of things on there. So check that out, guys. That is really good station. We're just waiting, and she's here.
A nightmare.
Oh look, it's a nightmare.
I'm being a typical blonde and I can't work anything technical, and I've just treated myself to a new laptop that I can't work. So
So you bought yourself a new laptop and it
yeah, I
doesn't
spent a
work.
fortune on it.
A fortune.
Yeah, and I can't work it.
I can look. I can sell you a laptop. I can sell you a laptop and it won't be a fortune. Charlie, how have you been? You been all right?
Yeah, I've been all right. How have you been?
I've been all right. I just don't like the COVID stuff.
Oh, I know, me neither. I mean, obviously, we're back in another lockdown. I've been self-isolating for the last 2 weeks as well. Well, I'm still in self-isolation till Sunday.
I've seen some nice pictures of you.
Have you?
Yes, on Facebook.
Oh, which ones?
Dressed up as in a nice fluffy coat and.
Oh, that was when was that? Memorial Sunday. Yeah. I've got some more to post of them, but I haven't got around to it yet. I'll drip feed them.
All right, because they come on and I'm thinking, what's she up to now? What she's doing? You know what I mean? So you've been in isolation then, have you?
Yes. So my brother doesn't even live at home with me, but he happened to visit for the weekend and then tested positive on Monday.
Oh no.
So yeah, I've had to self-isolate, and I come out of, well, my last day in isolation is Sunday. So Monday morning I come out of isolation.
What you're gonna do? What you're gonna do when you come out?
If I'm honest, the first thing I've got to do, and it's probably actually quite important that I mention if there are any women watching this, the first thing I've got to do is have a smear test, which I'm not embarrassed about saying because it's so important to do. And my sister actually had one done, must have been about half a year ago, and she had some irregular cells or something like that she had to have removed. So it just shows how important it is to have it done.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
That's the first thing I've got to do. Nice treat.
Of course, yeah. Well, yeah, because we've got a doctor on here on next Tuesday, and we have all different guests, not just singers and not just actors, and she's coming on actually talking about smear test.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So there you go. So we do kind of like a spectrum of women and all sorts of people watching. I just wanted to find out, have a catch up with you, basically, see what you've been up to, what you've been doing, and everybody knows you're coming on, so they're thinking, where you've been. Yeah. So, so have you got any plans when all this is over done with? What's your plans?
Well, hopefully this will be over with by Christmas. Or at least we'll sort of come out of some sort of lockdown by Christmas. So I'm looking forward to spending a bit of time with family. This is my first Christmas single for a long time, and it means that obviously my family get my full attention, which is nice. A couple of years ago, my sister was on a cruise ship. I think I mentioned last time she was cruising around America and the Caribbean. So she was away. So it's really going to be, hopefully, the first time that everyone's going to be together properly for a long time, which will be lovely.
Because when you've got a partner, and when you've got a partner, like a boyfriend, things that you cannot kind of like do very much with it because you're always tied to that person, and
Yeah.
you can't spend much with a family, really, can you?
Especially when the partner lives so far away from the other person's family. Like if you're in two totally different towns, cities, whatever, and you're so far apart, like for me, it was a 3-hour drive. It's not even like you can just, pop down the road to have lunch with one family and then spend the evening with another. It's not, it takes up half your day driving between each place, and that becomes quite, you don't want to have to be doing that on Christmas Day, do you? Spending it on the M6.
So what are you gonna do then on Christmas Day? Then are you hopefully planning to spend it with family if you can? Or...
Yes, definitely with family. Yeah. So my grandparents normally come to my parents' house and we all spend it together, obviously COVID permitting. They're saying that they're hoping that we can. I think the last thing I heard was that, and I'm not the most on it with this sort of thing at all. Last thing I heard was that they're hoping we can spend 5 days over Christmas with family. Is that, maybe someone will pick up on me if I'm wrong, but yeah. That's what I last heard. I think that was that on the One Show? I think it was Gethin Jones was talking about it. He was saying, days with family over Christmas, will that be enough? And people were talking about it. So
yeah, it's a shame really all this lot because I reckon you should be out there working and everything and.
Well, of course, as well, this is the first Christmas I've not been out working. So this time last year and every year prior to this, it's been absolutely jam-packed. I'll be gigging 6 days a week, sometimes 2 shows in a night. New Year's Eve last year, I did 3 gigs in one evening, and I was literally driving all over the country for each gig. This year is a little bit different. I'm quite... I think you have to look for the positive in everything. It's hard when there's all this going on. And of course, when you've lost so much work, as a lot of entertainers and a lot of people in a lot of other industries have at the moment.
Yeah.
But you've got to look for every cloud. And for me, it's a case of, okay, I actually get to spend some time with family and relax this Christmas. And, I might not be able to experience it in full normality, but I've never had a normal Christmas being an entertainer anyway, so
I suppose when you do these tributes to Marilyn Monroe, that makes you feel a bit special in a way, doesn't it? Because it's the memories of her herself, and the look-alike between you and Marilyn Monroe is unbelievable. You know what I mean? You're not like her. You're not like her.
Thank you. Thank you.
I when I kind of finished the last interview last time, I looked at a pic. I looked at Marilyn Monroe, and I'm thinking, what one is Marilyn Monroe?
Oh, thank you so much.
Because sometimes when people like you and I have a lot of ETA artists on too. We just had one on just now. Doing things for us. Yeah, we get various guests on, and they did an hour slot for us doing Elvis songs and things like that.
Oh, cool. Oh, I love Elvis.
Yeah, brilliant. And I was talking to him last time, and he was saying it's a shame about all the tribute artists and about losing all their work and everything because that's what they've got to depend on. Yeah. And I suppose that's what you've got to depend on too, isn't it? Really.
It's been my full-time job being Marilyn.
Yeah.
Last, how long's it been now? 4 or 5 years, something like that. So yeah, it's pretty tough having worked so hard to build to what I've got, and I'm very ambitious and I'm a perfectionist, and I always strive to do better and to beat myself and things like that. And it's hard when you've worked so hard for something and then all of a sudden it's taken away from you. But all I'm thinking is, I've got to use this time to work on things for the future, which is exactly what I've been doing. I've been thinking ahead. It's given me time to plan different things, to look at things in a different way, and means I can hopefully, when we can, go back into it fresh and with new ideas. And because it is easy when you're on the road to kind of become not complacent, that's not the word, but when you're working night after night after night, you don't really have time to sit down and analyze everything you do. It's kind of, you know, you might do something in one show and it's just sort of a spur of the moment thing, and you go, oh, that works, we'll keep that in, or oh, that didn't work, we'll take that out, or actually I prefer this in this order, or something like that. You tweak things, but it doesn't give you a time to actually sit down at any point and go, right, let's scrap everything I've ever done, we'll keep it on the back burner, but we'll do something totally different and come up with new ideas and new things. And that's the stuff that I'm looking forward to doing now, and it's given me a chance to do that, and probably the same with a lot of other artists as well. I think there's a lot of new projects being
I can see you in a film, you know, Marilyn Monroe film. You kind of like,
that.
can you imagine it, making a film on Marilyn Monroe, you getting the part?
I was actually offered something a couple of years ago for Netflix. It didn't come off in the end, but it would have been quite interesting if it did. So maybe in the future, fingers crossed, there'll be something.
Well, they're going to make. Was Netflix going to make a film about it? Were they? And you
It
were
wasn't actually a film about Marilyn. It was a film. I can't remember what they said it was about. We went backwards and forwards for a long time, and then I think it was something about the concept didn't work. It was only going to be for one series, not one series. One, what's it called, episode for a moment, within a series, and it was about a person who could basically almost like transport themselves into different times and see things. And he wanted to obviously see Marilyn. So that was what was in the pipeline and what I was going to be playing her for. And then that didn't happen. But, you know, never, it might happen in the future. There was a lot of backwards and forwards about it, but I haven't seen anything come of that series at all. So I it wasn't anything personal because I've not seen even the other episodes. So it's fine.
But when you're not doing Marilyn, you do other artists as well, don't you?
I sing as myself occasionally, and I say occasionally because it is just occasionally. I like being Marilyn, and have found when I have done the odd gig where like a friend or family member have said, oh, can you come and sing a few numbers, I end up doing Marilyn just because it's like second nature. But I do dance as well. It's been a while, but I do dance. So yeah, I've done a lot of gigs as a dancer in the past, and a few.
Because Marilyn Monroe was a terrific dancer, wasn't she?
She was actually.
She was. Yeah.
She was. Now this is where, when I say I'm working on new things going forwards, this is something that I'm trying to implement in my act a little bit more, and to make it more of an all-round cabaret, because a friend of mine who I've been working with quite closely recently has been saying to me, you need to play to your strengths, and you're trained as a dancer, so dance. Why are you not dancing? And I was like, I don't know, actually.
Well, that's what you should be, isn't it?
Yeah, I think what it was is the show that I was in a lot before, and the show that sort of where I created the act, it was a tribute show, and it was very much a case of, and I started dancing in the show and then came into the role of Marilyn. So what it was we had the dancers on the stage, and it was like, right, they're the dancers, we're the singers. And I didn't think about crossing the two over and me dancing as Marilyn. It was like, okay, well, I used to dance and now I don't. Now I do Marilyn. So I'm going to stand and sing because that's what the other singers do. But actually, I don't need to just sing. I can do more. So I need to implement that. And that's something that is in the pipeline.
Have you ever thought of doing like birthday things or Christmas videos to people, you know, because there is a lot of fans out there of Marilyn Monroe.
Yes. So I've been in contact with someone recently, actually, about doing online happy birthdays. And I think that's something we're going to look into sort of bringing in soon. I know there's a lot of websites that do it, a lot of apps. else that do it. But yeah, someone got in touch with me recently, and we're going to hopefully get that up and going soon. So watch this space. Hopefully it'll be like Christmas messages too, not just birthday ones. So
like Christmas messages and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be good, isn't it? That's going to be
Yeah, I
really
hope
good.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does your family think of you being Marilyn Monroe? Do they think you're a bit over the top?
My family have always thought I'm over the top. I don't know where I came from compared to the rest of them, to be honest. I mean, my sister's an entertainer as well, but she's a lot more. She's a lot more calm, a lot more serious. I'm the loud, extravagant one, and that's always how it is. It's always how it's been. So I don't know where I came from, but I mean, they love it. They're used to it. They know what I'm like. They're just like, let me be extravagant and have my moments. And
who's the craziest then out of you or your sister?
Definitely me. Definitely. Yeah, she's she has her moments, but she's a lot more serious, a lot more calm. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you be a double act? Why can't you be a double act?
We did actually do a song together in lockdown, in the first lockdown. We did the Judy Garland and Barbara Streisand Get Happy duet together.
Right, I missed that.
I actually deactivated Facebook in the first lockdown, and so I just put it on Instagram and YouTube. So it's on my YouTube, but I deactivated Facebook. So if anyone looks for it on there, it won't be on there. It's on my sister's Facebook, but I did delete Facebook for a few months in the first lockdown.
Okay.
So yeah, if anyone looks for it, it's not on there, but it's on my YouTube.
Right. Okay, I'll do that. Sorry, because when we do interviews, we've got to search for stuff, and sometimes we can't find stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much on my Facebook, to be honest. I've not been that active on Facebook in the last few years for a few reasons, but in lockdown I did deactivate it, so there's a big gap of nothingness where I just didn't have Facebook. So
well, you don't have to be on Facebook all your life, do you? Facebook is just Facebook, isn't it? Really, people are addicted to it, like Stephen here sometimes. If you wasn't Marilyn, I don't know if I can. I remember asking you this last time. If you want Marilyn Monroe, who would you like to be?
If I was to impersonate anyone else, can I be totally off the wall and say someone?
You can do what you want, because the next couple of questions, hopefully I'm going to get them out of you. So I'm well known for it.
If I could be an impersonator of anyone right now and for the last few years, and I would have made an absolute fortune, it would be Donald Trump, to be honest. I'm not sharing any political views on the man. However, I would love to be able to impersonate him, and I think that would be quite funny. But if it's a woman, the only person I do impersonate quite well as Marilyn, I actually posted about this the other day on Instagram, is Gemma Collins. I do a great Gemma Collins impersonation. Again, I'm not saying what my views are on her. I just say I do a great impression.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I will Facebook message you later on about that one.
I'll send you a video.
Yeah. No, about Gemma Collins.
About Gemma Collins. Oh, okay. Should I not have mentioned that name?
So let's move on very quickly. So this is the punchline. I'm sure I asked you this question before, but I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
I know you recently been in a relationship, right? Back. Right? The trouble is, when someone who is lovely like yourself, is blonde, like Marilyn Monroe, got the lipstick, got everything going for them, do you get a lot of people coming up to you, a lot of men, and kind of like trying to kind of say, hey, do you want to go out for a drink? Or
actually, no. And I'm not sure whether it's...
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? From the
yes, I do. I know exactly what you're trying to say. I don't, but I'm not sure whether people find it intimidating. And I'm not sure whether it's because people don't like the style. It's not the common thing that you see.
Yeah,
And I know people like it and, they like the nice pictures that I put online and things like that. But you have to be a particular kind of person to want to walk around with someone who doesn't particularly dress normally or do their hair like a normal 2020 girl. You have to be a certain type of person to want to walk around with someone like me on your arm, I suppose. So and I think as well, I've, without going into too much detail, the relationships that I have been in have been quite difficult and I've had a lot of problems. And I think I have quite a
was that the
standard.
problems because of the way you look?
No, just the problems with the men. I'm
All
very
right.
much like Marilyn in that respect. Yeah, that I've not been with the best people in the past, and I think I have quite a standoffish demeanour at times. I don't mean to be a bit of an ice queen, but I can be quite an ice queen when it comes to men approaching me. Sometimes
Yeah, yeah,
I have to either feel a bond quite quickly with someone, but I need to kind of sense that they're genuine.
yeah. Are you an extrovert? Are you an extrovert? Are you?
Am I what? Sorry.
Are you an extrovert?
Yes, I am. However, I feel like as a girl, especially if you've been with people like I have, I think you get a vibe from someone, and I'm quite good
Mm,
at picking up on people's vibes. I'm quite a good judge of character, and I generally know when someone approaches me what they're thinking and what they want.
mm,
And when someone just sees me as Marilyn or for Marilyn, then that's when I kind of shut down, because it's like, yes, I'm this exterior. I mean, I don't always walk around with my hair like this. Sometimes it's up, sometimes I've got a little headscarf on or something like that. But if I am out and about looking like this and someone approaches me, then I have to kind of double think, why are you approaching me? Are you approaching me for me, or are you approaching me because I look like someone
mm,
else? you know
mm. Have you ever walked into a shop and they go, "I thought Marilyn Monroe is dead"?
Yeah. The funniest one is at night when people have had a bit to drink and you're walking around London and people like double take, especially when they've had a few and they're a bit like, whoa,
Mm.
at Marilyn's ghost. That's the funniest time when people have had a drink.
Is it? So you haven't kind of like been to a shop when they go, "Oh." Have you ever just gone in there with a dress on and just done a twirl like Marilyn and
Not so much a dress, like not the white dress or anything like
yeah,
that. I mean, I've had it on gigs before, like so like when I've worked and we've worked in a hotel or something like that, and like
mm,
there's a hotel bar, and obviously the people in the bar have no idea that there's an event going on downstairs in a private room. So sometimes I'll go up to the bar in full glam, and people's faces when I walk in is a bit like, whoa, what is she doing here? And then I think people think I'm there to entertain them, and I'm like, no, 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 I'm here. There's another event. I'm
mm,
working downstairs, and
mm. This is another punchline. When you go around wearing different clothes than anybody else, dressing up as Marilyn Monroe, do you get a lot of negative people coming up to you and going, "What do you look like?"
I've had a few. Yeah, I have had a few, but mostly it's kind of admiration. A lot of people do actually come up to me and they do say, I wish I had the confidence to wear that. And I say, well, just do. Just do.
Mm,
That I don't, it's amazing how many people see me in like a 50s style. And when I say 50s style, I don't necessarily wear vintage clothes like from the 50s. It's just how the clothes fit. So like I think, if you've got curves, you need to dress to accentuate those curves. So I'll always wear trousers that will bring in my waist. And, I think you've got to dress to your body type. And
mm,
I think I wear a lot of modern clothing, but it's how you wear it. And people often go, oh, I wish I had the confidence to wear that. And I'm like, you do. You do have the confidence
mm.
to.
Because you're very confident yourself, because what the clothes that you wear and, I just feel like I'm coming over as a man, but I feel, well, I am. It's just like It's just my wife's laughing here. Um,
Coming
just
across as a man because I am one.
yeah. But the trouble is, though, see, you come across to me like you're confident. You know what you want. You know what you're looking for. And when you go out, kind of like dressed up, whoever you want to be, you're just yourself. You want to be yourself.
I
You know
do.
what I'm getting at? And it doesn't matter if you're wearing any 50 stuff or whatever. You just want to be yourself.
I've had a lot from being a dancer in the past. You're always told you're not good enough. Whatever you do is not good enough. You're not skinny enough. Your legs aren't long enough. You're not pretty enough. Your whole life, you're always told you're not enough. And then you get into relationships with people who tell you you're not enough. But then comes a time when, after so many years of that, it's abuse in all walks of life,
Of
in
course it is, yeah.
the industry and in relationships.
Mm.
Comes a time when you've suffered so many years of that in different forms that you go, you know what? I am enough. I
Mm.
am. And that is why I'm so strong now, because I've been told for years that I'm not enough, and I've learned that I am enough. I'm more than enough. I'm happy.
Mm.
And that
Mm.
is so important. So now I'm confident because I've spent so many years feeling unconfident. I've spent so many years feeling not good enough. And
Mm.
it comes a point where you have to go, no,
Mm.
I'm fine. And so is everyone else. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter what you dress like. It doesn't matter how you have your hair or your makeup. You're enough.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's so important.
I kind of like sometimes I suffer with obesity. And, I've been on TV, film, you name it, I've done it.
Yeah.
And the trouble is with me is like, at the moment, I'm kind of losing weight, I'm sorting myself out. But I gained obesity not because I was sitting there all day drinking and eating food. It was other things, medical reasons why.
Okay.
And the trouble is, what I usually get, I used to get a lot of abuse, a lot, and I
Yeah.
still do. But and this is why I do this
Mm,
because I'm not afraid to go on here and talk to people.
good.
It stops, it doesn't put me off,
Good.
and so that's why I do it, and and it gives me confidence. But also, when I look at people and they look at me and they think, "Oh my God, I don't really want to talk to him,"
But
then
they don't know you.
they
And that's
don't.
why I always think you can't judge a book by its cover. And Marilyn, her whole life fought with that, and it doesn't matter. I'm not bringing it back to her again. I'm just saying, she battled for years with being put in roles as always the ditzy blonde, and she wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
deeper characters. She wanted to play characters with a bit more grit. But I feel like that's where, and she was fighting for that back in the 50s. It's now 2020, and I can't believe that people are still having to fight to be recognized as a person underneath how they look, underneath their exterior. So you're still a person, you're still you. So no one should be looking at you going, oh, I don't like him. They don't know you, and they don't know me. They know how you look, but that doesn't say anything about your personality.
I think we all go through I think we all go through bad times, and I think that's why I got a faith. I believe in my faith,
Yeah.
and it helps me to get along. And what has helped you to get along? Because you've been through quite a bit. I,
Yeah.
I know you have. I know you've been through quite a bit, and and sometimes I know that you've been really, really down to a low point,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, how did you get out of that? Because you've been through quite a bit, haven't you?
I just think that through the patterns of life, for me, I've always said life's a roller coaster, but it really is. It literally is. And I know, and I've had it recently, and so many people have with everything that's going on. You think, oh, everything's really bad, everything's horrible, everything seems to be going wrong, and it's all on this downhill, and everything is
Mm.
just crumbling. But then all these things come up again, and it's
Yeah.
just, that there's an up. There is always an up. You're never going
Mm.
to end down. It doesn't, it's not how it is. So I just think for me, when things are spiraling or seem to be spiraling out of control in a negative way, I know that there's going to be a time soon when it's all going to go, and that's it with everyone, with everything at the moment. We're
And you
all
know what?
up on the bottom of the slope, but it's going to come up again.
And you know what you're going to do, don't you? You're going to reach the stars.
Oh, I hope so.
You will do.
I hope we all are.
That's 5 minutes for the questions, then I'll let you go. Wayne says, "Oh, I love you coming on here talking to Steve. What are you doing? What plans have you got in the future? Will you be coming back on Steve's show? I think we will be able to get her back sometime.
I hope so.
Because I love speaking to her. So what have you got plans in the future? I think she's already told us that, unless you've not told us.
I am writing a show at the moment, a new show. So that's to be revealed when we can, I guess. But other than that, that's it. That's it in the pipeline for now. I suppose the rest is kind of everything's on hold because of COVID. So, I mean, everything with all of my plans are on hold until COVID's over enough for us to be out entertaining again. But
that's the first time I failed at getting something out of somebody. I was interviewing somebody, a big star the other day, country and western star.
Oh.
And I was trying to kind of like get something out of her. And I've interviewed her twice.
Okay.
Right. And I knew she's in a relationship with somebody. And I said, "Are you in a relationship?" And she just kept on going like this to me, going, like, and I was thinking, but I can't get things out of people. I know you were hiding something away, but you don't give much away. Martin wants to know, when you kind of like go out and do all your gigs, what song do you start with?
So it depends on the length of the gig, because sometimes someone wants me to do a whole long set, or sometimes if it's just a happy birthday, then it might just be happy birthday and one other song. Obviously, happy birthday is a given on any day. I will always find someone with a birthday. Guarantee someone's got a birthday that year that they want me to sing to them for. But generally, I like to open because I've got my own version, which is a bit more up-tempo than Marilyn's, with My Heart Belongs to Daddy. That's a good little opener.
Yeah, I love that song. Yeah. Glenda wants to know, can you do my birthday party sometime and pop out like a cake? Because you're so beautiful.
I can jump out for you anytime.
There you go.
Yeah.
Send me your details and I will pass it on to her. Or you can contact her. They can contact you yourselves, can they?
Can do. Yeah. Got my website on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Maria wants to know, how long have you been singing for?
I've been, I had a shaky start with singing. I didn't actually like singing at all. As I said, I was a dancer. That's what I trained in for years. And then I started impersonating Marilyn. So I kind of had to learn to sing with the job. I'm still learning. I've still got a long way to go with singing. But I've been singing on stage. Whether you can call it good singing or not is questionable. I've been singing on stage for the last 4.5 years.
I've got a message here for you. Hello, I'm Charlie from Chicago. I really think you're with Marilyn Monroe a lot. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Would you, when you pop out of the cake, do you think you're Marilyn Monroe?
Well, I have to try. Yeah. It's amazing. It's good fun. Stressful. I get really nervous in that cake, but it's good fun.
Has anything happened in what? Sorry, people's writing here. Is it anything ever happened on a birthday where you either stuck in the box with the cake or not?
I've been stuck in the cake with a spider, which is not fun because I'm terrified of spiders. So I was stuck in there with a spider once for 15 minutes. I could see it crawling. 15 minutes I had to wait, and it's bad enough anyway because I get leg cramp and it's dark in there and you're obviously nervous, and there's a spider crawling along and I was just trying to tell myself not to look at it, And then I did. It was only one of those like long spindly ones, so it wasn't too bad, but it was right in my face. So that was quite scary. Other than that, the last gig I did actually in March was at Quaglino's in London. It's quite a famous restaurant in London for a private birthday party. And I had to be, there were these big stairs going down, and I had to be wheeled. Oh, this is mirrored. I was trying to work out what's going on here. I had to be wheeled to the top of the stairs and stop there and jump out of the cake. And obviously I was terrified that I was going to fall down the stairs. I didn't. The cake's got brakes on it, but that's quite scary.
Gosh. God, just keep on getting out questions here. Right, okay. Come on, guys. We only got about 3 minutes to go. Sorry, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to keep you waiting.
Don't worry, I've got nothing to do. I'm in
All right. If I can tell you, right. Let's go through the questions then. Right, okay. Here we go. Here we go. What does your family think about you being Marilyn Monroe? I think I've already asked that question already.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, they love it. Yeah. Has there been any places that you don't want to go to, but you had to?
No, actually, I'm quite grateful for everywhere I get to visit with this job. So, yeah. I've had some, nerve-wracking times and some things I've had to do that's been quite a big deal for me, like working in parts of the world on my own and how to get there and things like that. But I've loved everywhere I've been.
Where's the best place in the world you ever been to?
Oh, see, I actually went to, it was New Year's Eve years ago. I did a show in Africa, in Tanzania, and on New Year's Day we got a private boat out to this little island called Bongoyo Island. It looks like what you see on a cartoon. It was amazing, and they caught the fish fresh that day on a little boat, and they cooked it up in a little hut. It was the most amazing island. If you Google it, Bongoyo Island, it was as stunning as it looks in the pictures. It was an absolute dream. That's the most amazing place I've ever been to. Yeah, and that was when I was working in Tanzania. It was amazing.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, beautiful.
Have you ever been to New York?
I've not. No, I was planning on going to visit a friend of mine who has just moved back from there, actually. I was planning on going out there to visit her, and then lockdown happened, and now she's moved home. So I will go in the future.
Do you have a lot of memorabilia of Marilyn Monroe?
None of her actual, so I do own one of Marilyn's personal possessions, which is an envelope of hers. It's like embossed. So I've got that in a frame with a little certificate and all of that from an auction. So that's the only thing that I've got that she owned. Other than that, I have got lots of other things like pictures and, bits and pieces of, that are Marilyn themed, I guess.
Right, okay. Have you ever been to Marilyn Monroe's home?
No, I haven't. No, not yet. I'd love to go to the one in Brentwood, which is obviously where she sadly died. I'd love to go there. There's one near Pinewood Studios as well, but it's a private property. It's quite difficult to get into. One day, hopefully, I'll be allowed there because it's
a great big fence around that one, isn't it? It's a massive fence.
Yes.
Is that the one?
It's gated. It is private.
Yeah, gated,
so you can drive up to it, but yeah, the owners are lovely, apparently. But maybe one day. I haven't been there yet.
Right. Okay. What are they doing with the other one? If they just left it for a museum in Brentwood?
No, someone lives in it. Someone's bought it, in it. Yeah, and I think apparently, so there's videos on YouTube of it when it was up for sale. Someone had videoed looking around it. The owners that have it now, I don't know their names, but I think they're quite private. I think they're quite careful who they let on the land and things. So chances are I won't be able to actually step into the property, but you can go up to it. Which is fair enough, they live there, so I understand their privacy. But if I owned it, I'd be wanting to show it off. So,
got here. What's the most embarrassing moment?
Ooh, most embarrassing moment. Oh, I think we had this one last time when I went up to a man in the audience and was talking to him. I was ever so polite, calling him sir, and then he turned round and it was a woman. That was embarrassing. It was not a he. It was a her. She didn't mind. She loved me after that. We became friends. It's fine.
Yeah. What else is it? Are there any places that you've been for a gig? No, what? Sorry, you can't read after this. Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to a gig where the the place is not very good, but you still have to do what you have to do, eh?
Oh yeah, so a venue that's not been particularly nice, but I've still had to gig there.
Mm,
I've been quite lucky, to be honest. I'm just very appreciative of anything. Um, there's been the odd place that hasn't been as well looked after as others.
mm.
Um, but this is a difficult one because actually sometimes some of the poshest venues have the worst backstage areas.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah, some of the poshest venues I've worked at, some of the poshest casinos, not counting theatres, obviously, because they have like private dressing areas, they're all fine. But some of the poshest casinos, I've had to get changed outside a kitchen. Yeah, not even kidding. In view of chefs, they didn't pay any extra for that show either. Some of the poshest hotels, I've got changed in like broom cupboards. Honestly, some of the poshest places have got the worst dressing rooms. So it's kind of hard to judge. But then some of the like, the smallest kind of, I'm not going to say grotty, that's not the word, but some of the not so nice venues have lovely backstage areas where they make you feel so welcome and they put on a nice spread of food for you and there's teas, coffees, drinks, the whole lot. So it's one of those. There's always, you take the rough with the smooth.
Yeah. Richard wants to know: do you do holiday parks?
I've done a couple before. It's not. I find holiday parks are quite difficult because often there's children there, so it's not always appropriate. They don't understand who I am. It's not necessarily appropriate for children. Not that I say anything out of place, but
Mm.
it's sometimes quite a difficult one. So I've done a lot of the. You'll know more about this than me, maybe like the owners parties, owners
All
club.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just the adults
Yeah.
own the caravans or own the villas or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of them. I've done
I
some
go.
really nice ones actually.
I go to Sand Bay a lot. Have you ever been to Sand Bay?
Probably before I've done a few. I've done some really nice ones with some.
Western Supermare. Have you ever been to?
Yeah, I know I've done the theatre there. I can't remember whether I've done the holiday parks or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like a Pontins holiday park
I don't think I've done a
for
pond
adults.
before.
For adults,
Oh, okay. Oh,
it's
okay.
really good. It's really good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's some really nice ones. There's some good ones, but it's just if there's children around, sometimes I'm not the kind of act that they're most inclined to book. So I've done a few like private ones, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. We're getting there. What do you like doing in your spare time?
I love sleep and food. I
Sleep
was
and
going
food.
to say something really inspirational, like I run marathons or I do a sewing class. I love sleeping, I love food, and I love spending time with my friends and my cats. I love my cats.
How many
all,
cats have you
all
got?
the comforts that I don't get when I'm on the road, basically.
Right. Okay. When you're traveling around the country, what places interest you more than others?
I love cities. I love cities. Manchester, London, Birmingham. I just love the lights and how lively they are, and I love visiting different cities. That really interests me. I
Have you
find.
been down the southwest? Have you ever been down the southwest?
Name me a particular town, and I might be able to tell you. I've probably done a fair bit around there.
Um, well, Plymouth,
Yes,
Exeter.
yeah, I've done the theatres there. Yeah,
Have you?
yes, yeah, I
What in
have.
Plymouth?
Recently, yeah, Plymouth. What's the
Theatre
name?
Royal.
Yes, yeah, done that in recent years. So,
Ah, they've got good changing rooms there, haven't they? Really nice one.
yeah, well, it's not a broom cupboard. Put it that way.
What did you What did you do there then in Plymouth?
I can't remember. It was probably when I was part of the Rat Pack show. It was probably one of them.
All right.
I've
Okay.
done a couple of private gigs around there as well, in hotels and things like
Yeah.
that.
I've
Can't
done
remember.
Cornwall. Worked in Cornwall.
Cornwall. Oh yes, I've done the. Is it called the Hall for Cornwall? Hall.
Yes. It. Yeah. Yeah. All for Cornwall.
Yeah,
So
I did.
apparently, someone here called Marinda. She says, "Hello, Charlie. Do you remember me? I met you in Cornwall at the Hall in Cornwall in Truro."
Yes. Oh, hello. Amazing. Oh, yes, I've done a few gigs around Cornwall. It's
Yeah.
hard to remember because you drive. It sounds bad. You get to go to all these places, but you don't necessarily get to see them. You drive there, you unload at stage door, you might go and get fish and chips somewhere before the show, do the gig, unload, and drive home again. So you in all these places, but you don't necessarily get to see them. You see stage door and a fish and
And
chip
that's
shop.
it. Yeah. 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 Apparently, she met you, and yeah, she met
Oh,
you, and got some photos of you. And yeah.
oh, hi.
Yeah. Here you go. Um. Right, what's Luke say? Oh, Luke says being Marilyn Monroe was very particular on her diet. Are you particular on your diet?
Oh,
Good
not
question, that isn't it? Because
very good question. It's a very good question. I just like food. I'm not fussy. I probably eat too much, definitely drink too much. But I exercise as well quite a lot. So I just think, enjoy life, enjoy all aspects of life. I've come to that point now. There's been times where I've undereaten. There's been times when I've overeaten and not taken care of myself. And I think life's all about balance. And hopefully now, touch wood, I've found the balance. Whether I can continue it, I don't know. We are in lockdown and I do like a drink. So
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Ted, Ted saying, "Oh, wait, here we go." Ted, oh my God, I wish you jumped out of it. Oh my birthday
Happy
cake.
birthday for yesterday, Mr. President. Oh,
There you go. I tried to come. Oh, that's. Then it's. Sorry about this. We only got number 10 to go.
no, don't worry, it's fine.
Roger wants to know, um, how do you keep your hair so trimmed? She
It's
keeps with
actually
hairdressers.
it really needs a cut at the moment, actually, but obviously the salons are shut. So I get it coloured probably every 6 weeks. I get a bleach, but it really does need a cut at the moment, as you can tell.
And
I
follow on by that, Luna wants to know, do you, is that your natural hair?
Oh, it's my natural hair. Yeah, it's not a wig. It's my natural hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
with
always been blonde?
no, I was actually a redhead for years. I'm naturally I'm a sort of mousy brown colour, so I'm quite lucky in that I've got one of those hair colours that you can go darker or lighter and kind of get away with it.
Right.
But yeah, I'm naturally like a mousy brown, so yeah, it lifts. I've got really fine hair. It lifts really quickly with the bleach. So yeah.
Uh, Tony wants to know, is that a wig? No, it's not a wig. I
No,
promise you, I
it's
promise you it's real hair. Real hair.
too
Luke says, "Oh, who is this young lady? She's very beautiful.
oh,
I
thank
just noticed her. It was um, well done for getting her on. Make sure she comes back again. She's cheering everybody up through this lockdown."
you.
There you go. Philippa wants to know, when you're doing your Marilyn Monroe acts, um, do you usually? Sorry, sorry. She wants. Marilyn wants. No, this person wants to. Hang on for a second. We've got.
Can see bits of hair hanging down now. I've been made aware of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll put them back in.
Oh, we got. No, we got the right end. Can't read it. All right. Okay. Let's go for another one. Right. Lisa wants to know. do you get someone to do your hair, or do you have to go to a hairdressers to get it?
I go to the hairdresser, colours it for me, bleaches it for me, and cuts it for me. My hairdresser is really good. She is actually almost the exact same hair colour as me. She loves Marilyn Monroe. She always wears red lipstick, so she knows exactly what I want. She's so good, and she cuts it. It's in. If anyone is a hairdresser on here, you'll know what I mean. It's called a midi cut, and it's cut like round in a horseshoe shape. So it gives you. I mean, it really needs cutting right now, so it's not a good example, but it gives you like the vintage kind of shape. So yeah, the hairdresser does it, and then I always style it myself, or attempt to. I've not done a very good job today.
Right. Okay. Got a message here for you. Are you married? I'm single and available. She is not available at this moment in time. Thank you very much.
I'm not available. I want to stay single for a little while longer.
Yes, she wants to stay single very much longer. Yeah.
Yeah,
You tell them. You tell them.
I will.
Darling.
I will.
You tell them. You know.
I'm becoming a strong, independent lady.
That's it. Yeah. I can, Charlie. I can see you being in the film. Um, in the Marilyn Monroe film, we already mentioned that. Actually, I mentioned that earlier, didn't I?
Yeah.
You would look lovely in the film. If someone came along, like Warner Brothers or someone else, would you take the role?
Oh, I would. Whatever the phrase is, bite their fingers off. Is that the phrase? I would. Yeah, I would jump at that any day.
Yeah.
As long as you're paying me.
Yeah, it's got to be good wages, isn't it? Good money. Yeah, she wants a lot of makeup too. She wants her own people.
Yes, I want it all. I want the full star treatment.
When you're on your travels, do you have your own hairstylist and makeup stylist?
I do my own hair and makeup. I'm actually really fussy about that. My friend's getting married next year, and I'm one of her bridesmaids, and she's booked a hairstylist and a makeup artist, but she knows that I want to do my own hair and makeup. She knows I'm really fussy about it. So yeah, I find it just because it's my hair and it's my face, and I'm just used to doing it how it suits me, I suppose. I like doing it myself. So yeah.
You want to protect yourself. You don't want anybody else touching you, do you? Really?
Yeah, like there's a couple of my friends are makeup artists, and I know they know me, and I know they know my face and how I like to have my hair and makeup, so I'd let them do it, but I'm quite fussy over who I'd let do it.
Okay. What's it like to keep up of the image to be Marilyn Monroe? Is it very difficult?
I've always been quite, when I say naturally blonde, I don't mean hair colour. So I assume you mean image in whole, personality and image wise. Personality wise, it's quite easy for me. I realised when I was studying her that actually we have a lot of similarities. I didn't even realise there's times when I say and do things and people go, "Oh, Marilyn," and I'm like, "No, that was just me, actually." But in terms of look wise, well, the blonde hair is obviously a given. As soon as you bleach it blonde, it's much easier to look like Marilyn than if you're brunette. Yeah, I'd curl it whenever I need to, mostly just when I wash it. I do it in a vintage wet set, so I pin curl it when it's wet and then it curls. It's really easy, quick and easy to do, and I can do the makeup in no time now as well. It's actually because in the 50s their makeup style was a lot simpler than it is now. There was no complicated contouring or any crazy things that people do now with their makeup, so actually it's really easy makeup to do. So
Yeah, some artists and stuff, they have their own. When I went to This Morning once, they got their own people that do makeup and everything on This Morning. But then I heard somebody, I can't remember where it was, one of the stars, I think, and they said, "Oh no, I've got my own hairdresser, I've got my own hairstylist, got my own makeup. I don't need anybody." And I thought, oh, you know what I mean?
yeah, it's some people are quite diva-ish about that. Yeah, I just do it. I do it how I think suits me. I did do a TV program. When was it? About a year and a half ago now, maybe. And they basically said, yeah, do your own hair and makeup. And all they had to do occasionally was just touch up with a bit of powder here and there. Like if the lights were hitting me and shining like it is now on my nose, they just like powder that down a little bit. So that's fine. I don't mind people doing that.
Yeah. Last question, Charlie. As a pandemic, where you'll be going to your shows in other countries. I live in Chicago. I've never seen a Marilyn Monroe show live.
I'm surprised you've never seen a Marilyn Monroe show in Chicago. I would have thought that'd be quite a big thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I will go wherever the bookings come. So I would love to be working in other countries. That's the main thing I can't wait to get back doing, to be honest.
That surprises me about Chicago
Me
because
too.
Marilyn spent most of her time sometimes in Chicago too, didn't she?
She did the odd bit, but I think, yeah, I'm surprised that this day and age, there's not at least someone going around there doing it in some way, shape, or form. So,
Well,
yeah,
there's,
there's not the calling for it, but one day maybe we'll see.
there's only one Marilyn Monroe. Well, the one's died, but the one's still alive. There you go.
Exactly.
Listen, thank you for your time, and I know we've gone over a bit, and it's really been nice to have you on again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure. And thank you everyone for all your lovely comments and things.
Yeah, it's been really good, and thank you very much for your time, and it's been really nice to speak to you.
Thank you. And you keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing. And hopefully I'll be back on here soon and we can have another catch up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. There you go. Charlie, really nice person. And hopefully we'll get her back very soon. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget, keep on my radio station. There's lots going on there. Got some more people coming back tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Stay safe with you. You never know. One day Marilyn Monroe might come at your birthday cake.